Donald Trump will be leaving Walter Reed Medical Center by 6:30, which means by the time you watch this video, he's probably already out. And while he's still sick, he's just feeling a lot better. Trump claims he's feeling better than he did 20 years ago. And he's going to complete his treatment at the White House. And I think a lot of people need to realize, especially the journalists who are screaming at the top of their lungs because they wanted Trump to be very sick, that COVID is not the most serious illness we have ever seen. It's serious in many ways. Trust your doctor, listen to your doctor, make sure you're following proper guidelines, all that stuff. But we're not talking about some like airborne aerosolized Ebola that rapidly transmits and is turning people into zombie monsters who bite each other. We're talking about an illness that we didn't know about, that was novel, that was infecting a lot of people. We've gotten a lot better at treating it. A lot of people now, a lot of these journalists are like, why isn't Trump doing this treatment? Why is he doing this treatment? It's because we change, we change how we treat these things. Calm down. COVID survival rate is like over 99%. It's like 99.5 for the average person. For people in Trump's, categories, it's like 95%. So you've got a 74-year-old obese man, and he should be at risk. But it's still a 95% chance that he will survive. Plus, come on, man. Trump is spry. That dude is high energy. He doesn't stop. He's a machine, like the Energizer Bunny. So listen, we expected this. It's not out of the ordinary. Trump is probably going to be just fine. He was working as it is. The conspiracy theories were unfounded. But of course, now we're seeing a ton of these blue checks be like, it's so irresponsible to release him. Oh, no. What's that? What do you think goes on when a regular person gets sick? You think they just live at the hospital? Let me tell you, man. I have gone to the hospital for some, I wouldn't say serious issues before. They kick you out because you're not going to sit there all day. Like if you're dying, they'll prevent you from dying. If you've got, something with a disease, an illness with a 95% survival rate, they're probably going to be like, you're looking good. You got your medicine. Have a good day, buddy. You ever get the flu? I got the flu long time ago. I haven't gotten the flu in a long time. Just like, man, I got the flu, like 16 years ago. And it was brutal. It was like seriously brutal. I was shaking. I lost like 20 pounds. And you know what the doctor said? Well, drink plenty of fluids, go into them covers and watch some TV and just you'll be okay. Yeah, I was like 18 or something. And it was miserable. They didn't put me in the hospital and they're like, well, no, but I was like seriously dehydrated. They were like, yeah, just drink water. You'll be fine. And I was. And now we've got, I know, I'm not saying COVID is like the flu. I'm saying that it was novel. That was the big issue with it. But Trump is clearly fine. Here's the story. Trump's doctor says he'll leave the hospital at 6:30 p.m., claims he feels better than he did 20 years ago, and tells his Twitter followers, don't be afraid of COVID. Don't let it dominate your life. He tweeted, I will be leaving the great Walter Reed Medical Center today at 6:30 p.m. feeling really good. Don't be afraid of COVID. Don't let it dominate your life. We have developed under the Trump administration some really great drugs and knowledge. I feel better than I did 20 years ago. Trump 74 was administered to Walter Reed on Friday amid reports he had trouble breathing. Well, yeah, according to who? Jim Acosta. On Monday, just 4 days after he tested positive with a deadly virus, he tweeted, I'll be leaving. I read that. Shortly after his message, doctors appeared outside the hospital to say that while Trump was not out of the woods, they were satisfied for him to go home. Think about the sheer level of insanity these journalists and these leftists have to think that these doctors are going to risk the president dying. I can't tell you how sick I am. You know what I want to do? I just want to go down by a river and just cast a line and just forget all about these crazy people. They're nuts. There's no grand conspiracy to pretend Trump is sick or fine. It's just doctors. These doctors aren't going to leave Trump to die. None of them would want to do that. Jeez. They refuse to share details of his health, like when he last tested negative, or even if he would be forced to quarantine when he got out, citing medical privacy laws as reasons not to share information like the results of a lung scan. Yeah, yes, they can't just give out someone's private information. The doctors said Trump will receive his 4th remdesivir dose on Monday before he leaves the hospital and his 5th on Tuesday. The president's kidney and liver function are both good. His temperature on Monday was 98.1 Fahrenheit. The doctors defended their treatment of him and the decision to discharge him, saying he has some of the best care in the world at the White House. Every day a patient stays in the hospital unnecessarily is a risk to themselves. There's nothing being done here that can't be done safely at home. That's why we all remain cautiously optimistic and on guard. And people don't realize this too, especially for someone like Trump. Older people get sick in hospitals. I know. It sounds paradoxical. It happens. You see, you got a bunch of sick people in a hospital, right? So there's a lot of pathogens and a lot of infections that could be present. So if you got someone like Trump, plus if they're taking dexamethasone, a steroid, it's going to inhibit their immune system a bit, have them go home. Don't have them around a bunch of sick people. We're in a bit of uncharted territory with a patient who received the therapies he has so early in the course. If we can get to the weekend and Monday with him feeling the way he is, we can all take a sigh of relief. You'll see him shortly. He's back, Dr. Sean Conley said on Monday. Dr. Conley cited patient confidentiality laws during the press conference when asked about his lungs. He, however, said that his liver and kidney function were good and that Trump did not put any pressure on doctors to release him, despite reports he was done with staying in the hospital and he was demanding to be discharged Sunday. Well, they did report that the president was bored, and I completely understand and believe that Trump would say something like that. The president has been a phenomenal patient during his stay here. He has been working hand in glove. Today, it got to the point. He's holding court, going over all the specifics, the testing, what the future is. We've been back and forth on what's safe or reasonable. He has never once pushed us to do anything that was not sage and reasonable. Hey, guys, remember impeachment? Oh, yeah, that whole thing that happened. Here's what I'm going to say. I believe very likely that in a week, this won't even matter to anybody. It'll just be another blip on the psychopathic news radar. And then we'll be carrying on with our lives. And it'll be some other scandal. Donald Trump slipped on a banana peel. Yep. Welcome to news in America. That's what's going to happen. He appeared to be a little dehydrated on Friday, but he was able to recover from that. Everything looks great. There's no evidence of live virus present that he could transfer to others. We're checking him more routinely than waiting 10 days. We will know as soon as possible. Then we'll look at him clinically. How are you feeling? How are you doing? 14 people in his inner circle have now tested positive with a deadly virus that has claimed more than 200,000 lives. He has been desperate to get back to work, this we understand. And then going to mention that Kayleigh McEnany also tested positive. Let's move on from this, and I'll show you everyone's favorite, Jennifer Rubin. She is the quote-unquote conservative, never-Trumper, pro-democracy blogger. She's basically like, she was a conservative. She's a pro-establishment person. So when Trump, kicked out the Republican establishment, she fits in more with the Democrat elites. She tweeted, Congress might want to defund Walter Reed. It is a public health hazard. Ian Miles Chong, this is by far your worst tweet, and that's saying something. Yashir Ali, who is widely respected both from left and right, tweeted, great idea. Let's punish soldiers, physicians, nurses, and staff for the president's decision to return home and not allow his physician to reveal personal medical info. You're embarrassing your colleagues at the Post. Woo-hoo-hoo, spicy. Here's the best part. Jennifer Rubin is shadow banned. This is her tweet. He quoted, it's unavailable on Twitter. She said, they can be relocated to responsible medical facilities. Better yet, just fire the current staff that has unleashed a public health hazard on us. Jeez, this lady is insane. Look, the anti-Trump establishment people are out of their minds. Seriously. I can't. Well, so Yashir, so this is what she tweeted. And then Yashir responded, Congress can't fire Navy officers. They serve at the pleasure of the elected commander-in-chief, the president of the United States. She said they can be fired from Walter Reed and assigned elsewhere. Enough. Talk about an absolute lunatic. Now, the best part about this is that someone said something like, no, the people at the Washington Post love what she's doing. Yashir responded saying, no way. That people at the Washington Post tell him they're so embarrassed that she's associated with the Washington Post. Yeah, well, democracy dies in darkness, right? Here's what I love. Garrett M. Graff. Who's this guy? Journalist, director at Aspen Cyber, and a contributor to Wired and CNN says, literally Americans will die because of this recklessness with which Donald Trump is treating his own disease right now. They will follow his bad behavior and kill themselves or others, and he will never know their names and he won't care, blah, 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 blah. Welcome to Derangement Syndrome News. You know what? They should just all you know what we should do? We should create one big network. Maybe I'll do this. We'll call it TDS News or TDS Network. That's right, Trump Derangement Syndrome News, where you have a whole bunch of people who are out of their minds and just believe fringe and crazy conspiracies, and they have no real interest or desire in helping you understand what's happening in this world. Instead, no matter what Trump does, it's wrong. If he's sick, he's going to die. Actually, he's faking it. If he tries to leave because he's feeling better, he's going to kill us all. What is it? Is Trump faking it? Because if Trump's faking it and he's leaving, they should be like, whatever, he was faking it, right? Oh, but now they're saying, but he's actually severe because he's getting dexamethasone and he's going to leave and he's going to kill everyone with him. You know what, man? Like I said, I'm real eager to just go down to the river and just cast a line. Sit there and just everything goes away. You know, I haven't been fishing since I was a kid, but you just sit there. You just sit there, huh? Wouldn't that be nice? Maybe, you know what we can do? These journalists should all go fishing. Just go out for a day, relax. And I mean it. Just put your phone down, put it on airplane mode, put it down. Go camping and just relax. I tell you what, if they did this, we would all be so much better off for it. With all due respect, just take a couple days and then watch as everything simmers down. Right now, it's at a boil. Okay, whatever, man. Look, I hope Trump is doing well. It seems like he is. By the time you watch, this is probably out. So I'll leave it there. Next segment's coming up in just a few minutes, and I will see you all then.